Good morning, sweet friends. Jessica here with a Little Slice on Paradise. And today I'm coming to you with a challenge that I set for myself. So this past weekend, I had a craft fair. And next weekend, I have the biggest craft fair of my year. And I do not feel ready at all. And all the vendors that I was talking to this past weekend were saying how crazy they're expecting next weekend to be. So I do not feel ready at all. I do not feel like I have enough inventory. So I set a goal for myself. I would like to add $2,000 worth of inventory to my stash before next weekend. So today's Monday. We have 5 days to make $2,000 worth of knitted hats. If my hats average $60 for the adult hats, that comes out to about, if we round up, 35 hats. So even more if I make smaller sizes because those cost less. So if my hats average 50, that comes to 40 hats, which I don't think is doable. But my goal is 35 hats before Saturday. So that's 5 days. 35 divided by 5 is 7. That means I have to knit 7 hats a day. Each hat takes about an hour. So that's 7 hours of knitting that I need to fit into my day. If you don't know, I also have kids. I have a husband, I have a house, and I have farm animals. So there's not exactly 7 hours that I can just sit and knit. So I'm going to have to be very intentional about my spare time for this week. After this weekend, I feel like I can relax a little bit. But until then, it's going to be crunch time. Now, the upcoming festival is the Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Festival. And so I'm going to try to knit as many pumpkin hats as I can. I had a decent amount of pumpkin hats, and the majority of them sold at this past weekend's festival. So I'm going to try to knit as many as I can with the orange yarn I have. So let's get going. It's Monday, and I need to knit 7 hats today. Okay, we're working on hat number 1 of Monday morning. We're doing brown. And then after this, I need to wind the orange yarn so that I can focus on pumpkin hats. But I'm going to finish this one so that I have the needles free to knit the pumpkin hats. But let's go. 6 3/4 left to do. All right, hat number 1 is done for the day. It is 9:13 in the morning. So now I already priced it. I like to make my price tags and put them on the hats as I go, because then if heaven forbid something happen and I'm not able to have a big sit down tagging session, at least I know that what I have so far is completely ready to be put out. I would hate to have 100 hats that need tags and then something happen and I'm not able to tag them all, and then I'm stuck with 100 tagless hats. So for every one that I make, if I can, I tag it as soon as possible. If I'm out and about, and I'm knitting 2 or 3 hats, then that evening when I'm finally able to sit down, I will tag all of those. So at the end of the day, everything that I've completed is tagged. If I put palms on them, they have palms and they're completely ready to sell. I just find that works easier for me. I've done it the other way before where I just knit, and then I set aside a couple hours to tag. And usually something ends up coming up with the kids or whatever. And then I have to put off tagging, or I just get really sick and tired of tagging. So this way, it doesn't ever become a big deal. I mean, it takes me less than a minute to write a tag, to hole punch it and sew it on the hats. I do always use contrasting yarn, so that way if the customer is cutting off the little yarn, they're not going to accidentally cut the hat. That would be horrible. So I do always use a contrasting color so that it's obvious what yarn is holding the tag and what yarn is for the hat. So hat number 1 is done for today. I'm not going to show you every single hat. I just think that would be a very boring video to show you 35 hats as I knit them all individually. But because this is the first one for the day, I thought it would be fun to show you. I'm going to now wind all that orange yarn for the pumpkin hats, and then I can get knitting on pumpkin hats for the rest of the day. So, thanks for watching, and I'll update you guys later. All right, take care. Casting on for a pumpkin hat and watching the boy child play on a log. How I get stuff done with kids. Got my knitting, my coffee, my blanket, my project, and my child playing over there. We are outside and I'm working on a pumpkin hat, but I'm so cold. I've got my sweatshirt on, I've got my robe on, I've got my blanket on, and I've got my slippers on. It is cold, and we're supposed to have a big rainstorm this afternoon, so we're out here trying to enjoy being outside while we can before we're forced inside for the rest of the day. But yeah, I am cold and I can't put on any more layers. So here we are. Good evening, crafty friends. I am back downstairs in my yarn room. I got the kids to bed, the kitchen put away, and I am furiously knitting on my hats. I thought I would update you. I made 2 complete hats that are like ends sewn in, tagged, all of that. So those ones are done completely. Then I knit, while I was upstairs, 3 pumpkin hats, but they need a finishing still. So that's 5 hats done. My goal is 7 for the day. I am also working on number 6, and it's 8:45. So after I do this one, I'm going to weave in all the ends and tag the ones that I have done so far. And then if I don't get the 7th one done, so be it. But at least I will have 6 totally done and finished ones ready to go. And I would be happy with that. I would be happier with 7, but I'll take 6. But I wanted to read you guys, sorry for all the wiggling. I wanted to read you an email that I got when I sat down at my computer after putting the kids to bed. So I'm not going to say the lady's name, but I will read you the email. Now, the item she's talking about is these wine holders that I crocheted at the past 2 craft fairs. So, well, not this weekend, but the 2 before that. I had made these little wine glass holders, and they were super cute, and I've shown them in my previous videos, and I sold them for $15. They took maybe half hour to crochet, so not too bad, but that's what she's talking about in this email. So it says, "Hi, Jessica. I saw your work at Lafayette Art and Wine. I'm interested in purchasing 20 to 25 wine glass holders for Christmas presents. Please let me know the cost and what other information you need from me. Thanks so much." And then she signed her name. 20 to 25 wine glass holders. Wow, I am so appreciative and glad that she even remembered me and thought of me and thought that those would make good Christmas presents. So I emailed her back saying, I'm honored to do that. I would love to make those for you for Christmas. I was charging $15. I told her I would give her 25% off for a bulk order. So if she wanted 20, the total would be $225. And if she wanted 25, then the total's $281. And then I told her shipping would be $10. And I also asked her if she had specific colors that she was looking for, or if she wanted me to do a variety or all one color. So if she's okay with those prices, I told her to give me a total count that she wants and then let me know what colors. So we'll see what she emails back. But I was super excited to open that email. I also told her this week I am completely focused on the Pumpkin Festival this coming weekend, and so I wouldn't be able to start on the wine holders until at least the following week. But it seems like if she's wanting them for Christmas presents, then that would be totally fine, because I could get them done, by mid-November and sent to her. So fingers crossed that she is okay with those prices. I can't go much lower. I usually I pay myself $15 an hour. And so if they take half hour to make, and I'm already discounting them, the 25% off takes them to like $11.25 a piece. Then that doesn't give me much wiggle room at all, but I would do it since it's a bulk order. So we'll see what she says. Yeah, I'm just tickled that she remembered me and thought to email me. And yeah, also I got an email saying I was accepted to another market in December. It's December 21st. So it's either going to be good because people are like last minute scrambling, or it could be really slow if everybody's done and just wants to hunker down, in their houses and not be out shopping so close to Christmas. But we'll see. I figured it couldn't hurt to do it. It's only, I think the fee is like $120 to do it, and it's on a Sunday. And I've done these ones before. I did them in the summer, and I didn't do that well because I sell wool beanies. So I'm hoping doing the same one in December will give me a better idea of how the market performs at a more appropriate season for my product. So we'll see. I got in, I'm adding it to my calendar, and now I'm going to get back to knitting. Hat number 6. I just wanted to share my happy news with you guys. So I will check back in with you later, maybe tomorrow. All right, good night. Good Tuesday morning. Today is actually my birthday, and I am downstairs knitting as I am every day. But I wanted to show you the hats that I got finished last night because I finished all my 7 hats. That was my goal. So real quick, because a lot of them are the same, but you've seen this one. This is just the brown one. I'm debating if I add a pom-pom or not, but we'll see. I can always add those later. So that's hat number 1. Hat number 2 is this pretty blue. Hat number 3 is this one with like blacks and whites and blues. So those are the 3 non-pumpkin hats. And then I have hat 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we did 4 child size pumpkin hats. Those were the size that sold the most at this previous weekend's craft fair. I could not keep this size on the table. It's size like 3 to 7. I mean, people were like literally standing there while I finished sewing in the ends on the next one that I was making, because they wanted to buy that size. So I figured I would stock up on those for the pumpkin festival this weekend. So I am now starting over on hot number 1 of today. We have a busy day. We're going to go have dinner with my parents for my birthday. And so I'm hoping I can get 7 done if I hit the ground running and start right now. So I just wanted to update you and show you yesterday's 7. And yeah, starting on number 1 for today. So I will keep you guys posted